Hey, this is Steve from PLACEBO and you're watching Heute.
Hallo, wir sind von Heute Online, jetzt hier im The Ring. Wir werden Placebo-Drummer Steve Forrest interviewen und wir sind schon sehr gespannt. Kommt mit. So, jetzt sitzen wir hier mit Steve Forrest und wir sind schon ganz gespannt. Hello Steve, nice
Hi.
to meet you. So
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for your time. How are you? I've heard you came here for today and you're leaving today too, so...
Yeah, it's kind of been that way for the past few days. We sort of arrive in the morning and then sort of all day promo and then night drives and so...
Okay, so it's hard, so much coffee or...
Yeah, lots of coffee. I love it.
You love it,
Yeah.
you need it.
Need it.
Also Sie haben einen ganz schön anstrengenden Tag, Sie fliegen von einem Meeting zum anderen und haben dort eben Interviews und er braucht ganz schön viel Kaffee, um überhaupt fit zu bleiben. So, how was your holiday? Did you have holiday in the summer or have you been...
No, really. I mean, we've sort of been working on this record for so long, on and off, and on the off times we were usually touring.
Yeah.
And then we weren't doing that, and on the off times I was out touring with my other band, Planes,
Yeah.
and so. But I don't really like to start for too long. Yeah, I have too much dead time. Sort of idle hands make the devil's work sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go nuts. So I gotta be doing something. So I stay pretty busy, whether it's on tour or off. But I got some holidays coming up soon, and I'll be going to California for that and see my family.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, that'd be
Cool.
good. Yeah.
Also ich habe ihn gefragt, was er in seinen Sommerferien gemacht hat und er hat gemeint, also sie haben eigentlich nur gearbeitet. Er hat auch noch eine zweite Band und da hat er auch gearbeitet dafür. Er mag freie Zeit nicht sonderlich gerne, weil er da nichts zu tun hat, deswegen arbeitet er vor allem, aber er wird bald seine Familie in Kalifornien besuchen und freut sich schon drauf. So, let's talk about the album. So, the last album was 2009, came out, so long time. To write or for recording or just to be creative or...
Well, when we release a record, we usually tour it for about 2 years.
Okay, so...
And then,
like on off, you told before.
Yeah, well, I mean, we started tour in 2009, and that took us through to 2012, pretty much. And then halfway through the recording process of this record, and we didn't obviously take a bit of time for personal time off.
Yeah.
Which was only a few months, and then we pretty much just kind of went straight back in the studio, started writing this album. We didn't really mean to start writing this album. We kind of went in to do a couple singles, and then, things were going so well, but then we had this tour book, so we had to kind of pause momentum of the writing of Love Like Love, and go off on tour for a couple of months, and come back and kind of get things started again, which at the time was quite hard, but I really think that it made for a really dynamic sounding record. It because it kind of came from two different sections of writing, where we were and what we experienced. It created a lot of diversity in the record, and at the time it was kind of frustrating for me, but it kind of ended up being a blessing in disguise, and the unconventional way of recording it kind of made a very unconventional sounding record, which is we're very proud of. Something quite unique. We wanted to push ourselves to do something different this time.
Yeah, okay. Also sie haben relativ lang für dieses Album gebraucht. Sie haben ja 2009 das letzte rausgebracht. War aber der Grund, weil sie ja auch auf Tour waren und haben davor daran gearbeitet und danach. Deswegen ist es eigentlich auch so einzigartig, dieses Album jetzt, weil sie eigentlich viele Komponenten hineingebracht haben. Well, it's called Loud Like Love. Why is it? There is also a single, Loud Like Love. So what should it call when you buy this album? What should it tell you?
Well, when you make a record and you release it out into the world, that's sort of the beauty of music. It becomes whatever you want it to be. I mean, for us, it was exploring all the different aspects of love. We wanted to, Brian. When Brian kind of came with the concept of having this sort of recurring theme being about love, he wanted to do it in a way it hadn't been really quite done before. There's been loads of "I love you, baby" and "Come back to me, baby" songs and love,
Yeah, heartbreaking.
Yeah, or it's the typical sort of love songs, and these songs, though they are about sort of the different darks and lights of love and this sort of everything. They're not per se like love songs per se. And it was a really interesting concept. We really liked that, you know, and the sort of the whole idea of loud like love. People always say, what does this mean? What is it like? What is it to be loud like love? And like love is a very strange emotion, but to me it's a very simple one. It's something that just comes quite naturally to us. But it could be, you know, a newborn baby crying, or it could be the feeling of loss when you lose a loved one, or the way a piece of art makes you feel when you look at it, and it's not necessarily an audible thing, but it's loud anyway. You know, it affects you sort of. You know,
loud inside yourself.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're looking at something, you know, or experiencing a moment. You know? And I think that's that ideal was that's kind of what's going on through the record, you know. But when people listen to these songs, they're gonna wrap their own lives around it, make their own stories out of it, and that's the beauty of it. It's there's no rules to it, you know. It's whatever you want it to be. That's art and that's music, and that's the freedom of music. If we were sort of writing a song and saying this is what it's about and this is how what you should think it's about, it's about what you feel, then there's no freedom in that.
No, but that's beautiful, a beautiful description of it.
Yeah, sure.
Also ich habe mich gefragt, das Album und eine Single davon heißt Loud Like Love, und ich habe gefragt, was das überhaupt bedeutet oder was dieser Titel einem ansprechen soll. Und die kurze Antwort war jetzt davon, dass Liebe eigentlich laut ist, weil wenn ein Baby geboren wird, die Liebe, die man dabei empfindet in einem selber, ist eigentlich so laut, und das wollten sie vermitteln. Es ist kein normales Liebeslied mit Herzschmerz, sondern einfach etwas Besonderes, und jeder kann aber auch rein interpretieren, was er möchte. So, and the album, what's your favorite song, or what is the song that most touches you on this album?
It's tough, you know. I mean, I'm not even just saying that because it's our record. I'm not even being funny. Like, it's really tough to say because I love them so much. I mean, every single song on this record just makes me feel great, you know, for a different reason. It's really the best work I've ever done personally. And I can't speak for Brian and Steph, but I know all three are so proud of it. I think my favorite song on the album still is "Loud Like Love" itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first songs. It was really kind of the first song that we wrote for the album, and it just, you know, the night we wrote it, we just played it over and over and over. It kind of wrote itself almost. It was just one of those things that just clicked, and we just did it and kind of looked around and said, "Oh, we've done something here."
Well done.
Wow, yeah, no shit. It was like the next morning we all came in, and none of us, you know, all of us had it in our brains and came in and played it. And it's still, like, when I play it live as well, it's just, to get you going. But one of the most emotional moments is definitely Bosco. It's just beautiful. You know,
the last song, I really
like
that too.
Yeah. It's just, when Stefan first came into the studio and sat down and started playing that song, it was, me and, you know, I know we all just sort of went, whoa, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then when Brian came in and sang over it, it just went click, and like, wow. I mean, I listen to it and it just brings me goose pimples every time. It just it's such a beautiful, like, what is Brian, after we wrote it, we were in the studio, he said, we are creators of beautiful melancholy. Like, yeah, that's about right for that song, definitely, you know, because it's really sad, but it's beautiful.
No, it's really beautiful.
And the Fiona Bryce with the string arrangements that she did, and like, well done.
Good. Yeah.
I mean,
well done.
Well done.
Yeah, no, really well done. Yeah.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. I just tried to think of what would the drummer for Death Cab for Cutie do. All right, that's about it.
Cool.
But yeah.
Also meine Frage war, welches Lied vom neuen Album ihm am meisten gefällt, und da hat er zuerst gemeint, eben Loud Like Love, worüber wir vorher schon gesprochen haben, weil es auch das allererste Lied war, das sie aufgenommen haben. Dann hat er aber schon noch gemeint, dass Bosco, also das letzte Lied des Albums, wirklich wunderschön ist, und das empfinde ich auch so, weil es einfach sehr ergreifend ist. Just check my list. So also about the album, I think it's really an optimistic album. Is it true, or is it just an impression from myself?
Well, you know, I think it's a very it's a very honest album.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not afraid to be happy at times because life is great. Being alive is awesome.
Yeah.
But it's also, you know, in classic Placebo style, it does touch on the dark side, and it's sort of, it's just kind of talking about through personal experiences, personal stories. Obviously Brian writes all the lyrics, and so lyric wise, it's going in all these different places. That it's both dark and light. Musically, we had such a good time, doing it, and we worked so really well together. And I think musically, a lot of times, what you're feeling when you write a song, that's the vibe of that, musically at least, and that's the kind of beauty of then when you throw the vocals with it and kind of tweaks it a little bit, and there's a certain greatness about that. But I think Battle for the Sun, and that whole vibe kind of started with Battle for the Sun, the sort of not being so dark and kind of like accepting both sides of the coin, because that is life. I mean, you can't be a fool and sort of think that the world is peachy and life is gonna be perfect all the time, because it ain't. In the same time, you can't be silly enough to just sit around being miserable all day. You gotta accept one, so that way the other one is there and great. You gotta. And I think a part about growing up as well is accepting your shortcomings and accepting that life is a bit gritty and kind of messed up. But once you do that, then it makes you appreciate the stuff that you got way more, and that's kind of where you start being quite happy quite naturally.
And so it's also the single that's out now, Too Many Friends. Do you also have too many friends on Facebook, or I mean?
Well, not really. My Facebook I keep just for my family and close friends, really. So no, not really. But I think the whole thing with that song is just sort of saying like, if you spend all your time on a computer, then you got to get out more.
Not really get the connection between the people. Just
there's not enough, chatting, is it? You know what I mean? Like
we can also write emails.
It's like there's nothing wrong with with all that. And the song is not really bashing internet or those social sites. It's just sort of saying like, think about going out more and seeing some people rather than just being in front of your computer screen all the time. And because those things can be really good to meet people and for bands to get the music out and stuff like that. I personally use Twitter every day to push music. I'm always doing a song of the day or something. It's always either with PLACEBO or Planes or the Walkman. Hey, this is a great band. Check this out. So I think they are good tools that I mean, and plus we're in the technological age, so it's like you can't really avoid it.
No.
But it's just kind of, I think that's what Brian's just saying, just like raising the question, like, all these things really bring us closer together, and we should think about going out and talking more instead of just being on your phone all the time.
But for your family, you use it in a good way.
Yeah, well, because I got my little nephews and nieces, and I got my mom and dad, my brothers and sisters, and I moved from California to London 6 years ago, and so this is how I see them grow up. This is sadly I see them grow up and stuff like that. So for me, it's a very Facebook at least is a very good thing.
Ja, okay. So kurz zusammenzufassen. Also wir haben über den neuen Single geredet, die jetzt ausgekoppelt worden ist, Too Many Friends. Da geht es darum, dass man nicht ständig mit Smartphones und über Facebook kommunizieren sollte, sondern raus in die Welt gehen soll. Und es ist aber schon hin und wieder natürlich ist es nützlich, denn so kann eben Steve mit seiner Familie und mit seinen Nichten und Neffen reden. Er ist schließlich aus Kalifornien nach London umgezogen und das sieht er sehr selten. So you do have a second band too. Are you also going to have your own album, just where you have your own creative?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that because eventually one day it's been sort of a long-term sort of goal of mine to eventually make a record where I'm just doing everything on it. I think I'll do it first, not to release, just do it and see if it's not crap.
I guess that's the perfect place.
If it's okay, then we'll see, But one day I'd like to make a record where I'm doing all the instrumentation on it.
It's and singing and guitar.
Singing, guitar, bass, keys, everything. Just drums, obviously.
But you also are a singer and a guitar player. Right?
I've been doing that just about as long as I've been doing drums. So it's. I think just making music is a big thing for me. Like regardless of how I make it, like it's a big passion of mine, and I want to make it in as many different ways as I possibly can. If it's with PLACEBO, or it's with Planes, or if it's by myself, or if it's spinning records on a radio show once a month, or if it's just DJing, or if it's this or that. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it's music in your
music,
heart.
And it's my life.
You're in your veins.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
I'm properly obsessed with it. Like there's nothing else in my life that's been this consistent besides music.
Ja.
So.
Also, ich habe ihn gefragt, ob er auch eigene Pläne hat, nach PLACEBO oder während PLACEBO ein eigenes Album zum Beispiel aufzunehmen, weil er ist ja nicht nur Drummer, sondern er spielt auch Gitarre und singt auch. Und er hat gemeint, ja, das ist ein großer Wunsch von ihm, das wird er auch und möchte er auch verwirklichen, aber es wird noch ein bisschen dauern und er schaut mal, was dabei rauskommt, bevor er an die Öffentlichkeit damit tritt. So you're going to have birthday in a few days.
Yeah, on the 25th.
Yeah.
I'm turning 27.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you feel?
Where did the past 6 years sort of go? It's weird. It's strange because I kind of grew up in the band,
Yeah.
I mean, I joined when I was 21 and I'm 27 here in a couple of weeks, and it's like I've been thinking, shit, I'm almost 30.
Oh, 3 more years, come on.
Yeah, I know. And there's another almost 30.
Tick-tock.
But I'm still 16 in my own head, you know what I mean? And it's another, obviously, it's not a bad thing, getting older. But,
the skin and...
no, I'm not even vain like that.
Okay.
I just think that it's crazy. Like in a blink of an eye, I'm already sort of this age, and it's not the age thing I think about. It's what I've experienced in the past 6 years. I've experienced a lifetime, 3 lifetimes worth of experiences, and sort of seeing the world, and just all the things I've done. It's one of those moments when you're really proud to do what you do and kind of happy to be alive and experiencing having you kind of realize what a wonderful life that you lead. And I think going back to what you were saying earlier, this is one of the things that's why it's quite easy for me to be happy. But yeah, I got a birthday coming up. I don't know what I'm gonna do for it yet. I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna go away because I always have big parties. So I think this birthday I'm gonna go away somewhere with no one and just spend 3 days just there.
Yeah, fine. Can you say you learned something out of the 6 years it last?
Yeah,
6 years?
massively. I learned so much about life. I mean, when I first joined the band, I had to grow up so fast anyway. There was a lot of pressures for me to be much more advanced than I was in the way I spoke, dressed, played, everything. I'm with people that are 14 years older than me. I had to make up that difference. And I've always,
Your makeup or?
yeah. So it was and I lost my brain in the middle of that first tour because of it. I had a complete sort of emotional breakdown. It went about it the wrong ways. And the experiences that I've had in the past 6 years, as I said, I've grown up basically with the band, with my uncle Brian and my uncle Steph in a sense. But now it's we're more like brothers, and it's good. I feel like we've kind of bridged that gap, and now we're quite equal, and so the way we are with each other, and it's it's a really good thing. I've learned a lot about who I am and how to be comfortable with that.
Also, it's about friends, I guess.
Yeah, well, you value that way more as well because, I mean, like I said, I moved from California to London, so I left all my friends and family behind anyway, and all the friends and sort of surrogate family I've made in London, you spend more time with your bandmates than you do anybody else, any more than your friends and family. Me, us 6 on tour, that's it. That's a lot of people that you see. You spend your funerals, birthdays, holidays, weddings. You miss it all, but you go through all that stuff with each other.
Yeah.
And so I think they've really been a big impact on my life, and sort of maybe a lot of the reasons why I am the way I am, which is a very good thing.
Yeah, I would say too. Also er hat bald Geburtstag und er freut sich schon darauf, allerdings finde ich es auch relativ arg, dass er eigentlich dann schon bald 30 wird, obwohl er erst 27 wird. Aber er freut sich dann eigentlich, einen ruhigen Tag zu machen und für sich selbst zu sein. Und innerhalb der letzten Jahre hat er eigentlich sehr viel gelernt, er ist erwachsen geworden und ja, hat sich eigentlich sehr weiterentwickelt mit der Band und ja. Well, I guess I have to thank you very much for that interview. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you as well.
And happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
And good flight home. You're going to, or wherever you're going, but you have to leave today. Again,
Yes,
right?
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I will enjoy it.
Na gut, dann vielen Dank und ja, bis bald.